Samantha Markle, joins me now to give her side of the story. And look, Samantha, we had Tom Bauer on earlier, who has obviously researched both sides of the story, and he's with you. He thinks Meghan is telling porcupines.
There is a theory that's been out there for a while. It's been floating around. Royal fans are convinced Meghan Markle is lying about her age. In fact, they think she's older.
There are rumours out there that Megxie is lying about her age, that she's actually older.
Meghan was trying to bury a story from the past that she has become embarrassed about.
Look, everything that Meghan does is so overthought before it happens. There is nothing off the cuff. There's nothing natural about Meghan.
And not a surprise here because, yeah, she lies a lot about her stuff. We've caught her in so many lies. Her own sister has come forward, her family, everybody is exposing the lies that she's been telling.
My name is Meghan Markle. I'm 12 years old.
Nick News.
I hate my wimpy toilet bowl cleaner.
When I was just 11 years old, I unknowingly and somehow accidentally became a female advocate. A pivotal moment reshaped my notion of what is possible.
Obviously, Meghan is insufferable here, but nothing annoys me more than the legacy media that gives this false prophet a platform to grift. She lies without being fact-checked.
And it only makes sense that she might lie about this.
And suddenly you just have my mom who's classy and quiet and there, and then you have the other side of my family that is just acting differently.
My half-sister, who I hadn't seen for over a decade, and that was only for a day and a half.
I don't know your middle name. I don't know your birthday. I hadn't had a fallout with her. We didn't have a closeness to be able to have that. And I wanted a sister.
Today felt like the perfect day to address a theory that many people out there have been speculating on, that Meghan Markle has lied about her age. Is she actually older?
So Meghan monetize me now, Markle, the dumb duchess of delusion, the self-appointed saint of authenticity, and the woman who could weaponize a side-eye into a TED Talk is being accused of running the pettiest, sloppiest con of her career. Forget the Netflix disasters. Forget the fake humanitarian speeches. Forget the jam jars nobody bought. This scandal cuts deeper. Her own sister Samantha is now dragging her into court again with a bombshell claim. Meghan Markle has been lying about her age. Not by a year, not by two, by a full half-decade or more. See, the thing is that Meghan, the Duchess of Delulu, who demanded paparazzi only photograph her good side, may have been photoshopping her birth certificate all along. And if it's true, then Meghan didn't just scam Hollywood casting directors. She catfished a prince. Because if Meghan Markle isn't 44 but closer to 50, then the entire fairy tale falls apart.
Is this woman crazy? Is she that much of a liar? Or is there something deeper? Because just to give you another example, she claims that she was 13 years of age when she started to work for Humphrey Yogurt, in spite of the fact that Humphrey Yogurt has said that they have never employed anybody at age 13. Number two, she claims that when she started working at Humphrey Yogurt, she ran into Yasmin Bleeth, and that she congratulated Yasmin Bleeth for her deodorant commercial. Yasmin Bleeth didn't do that deodorant commercial until 1997. So Meghan Markle is off by a few years there. 1997, she would have been 16 or 17 years old. And then she did this survey on 1997, whereby she claims, at least this Meghan Markle claims, that she was 21 years old.
This isn't Suits. This is a con job with better lighting. Now let's be clear, Samantha Markle isn't exactly a shy, polite sibling. She's more like a flamethrower with a book deal. If Meghan is the polished duchess rehearsing her royal smile in the mirror, Samantha is the family megaphone who will drag you to filth on live television. She's written the books, spilled the tea, and now in 2025, she's gone back to court with a sharper blade than ever. Her claim that Meghan's official biography, the timeline polished by palace PR interns and polished harder than Meghan's fake British accent, is a total lie. According to Samantha, Meghan's not 44. She's 47, 48, maybe even 50. And if that's true, then Meghan's whole brand isn't just fake, it's fraud.
Well, that's been the rhetoric so far. And I think, I was never out there saying that we were close. We had a normal relationship for older brothers and sisters with a younger sibling. And so that's pretty clear. It was we thought, my brother and I thought, a pretty normal life. But it wasn't until the time of the wedding.
Think about it. Meghan built her entire career on being the fresh, ambitious actress and later the glowing Duchess of Sussex. But if Samantha's right, she's not a fresh starlet. She's the Hollywood equivalent of expired yogurt with a royal title slapped on the lid. Let's talk receipts. First up, 17 magazine, 1997. It allegedly listed Meghan as 21 years old. Do the math. If Meghan was born in 1981, she would have been 15 or 16 at the time. Either the editors of 17 were drunk on Capri Suns, or Meghan was already lying through her veneers.
This is a copy of 17 magazine, and it was published in March of 1997. In it, it mentions our Megzy is from Los Angeles and that she was 21 years old at the time of publication. That would make her birth year at around 1976. However, why is it saying here she was born 5 years later in 1981?
Next up, Northwestern University, early 2000s. With the photo from that time, most of her classmates are now in their mid-50s. Translation, they graduated high school in the late 80s, a full decade before Meghan's supposed 1999 graduation. So unless Meghan was time traveling through college, she wasn't 19. She was hanging out with people her actual age.
Is she 42 years old, or is she closer to 47 years old? In a Newsweek article that looked at this very same question, it looked at what her sister, Samantha Markle, has said. Samantha has called out many of her lies.
Meghan wasn't a sophomore. And then we have the rumors, 1977, 1976, even 1975 as her true birth year. That doesn't make Meghan a duchess. That makes her a walking age calculator error. Now here's where Meghan's defenders start screaming. But the paperwork, the royal archives say she was born August 4th, 1981.
Maybe she was trying to play older then? Who knows? Sometimes you want to play older when you're younger.
Cute, but when has Meghan Markle ever left a paper trail untouched? Let's not forget Archie's birth certificate in 2019. At first, it listed Rachel Meghan. Then, poof, within weeks, her name vanished. Erased, replaced with nothing but Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex. No other royal mom has ever pulled that stunt. That was Meghan rewriting history like a bad Wikipedia editor. And here's the truth. If she can erase her name from her son's birth certificate, what else can she erase?
Go ahead.
Wasn't there, and I'm gonna probably forget, but I remember, I thought there was some scandal about Archie's birth certificate because Meghan had been listed like as Rachel Meghan or something like that, and then they changed it to Princess or something. Wasn't that his birth certificate?
Yeah, but that's not the easel. You see, the easel that they put outside the palace has the names. It's basically the doctors saying with the signatures that this child was delivered and we were the witnesses.
High school records, yearbooks, casting documents. Meghan treats paperwork the same way she treats staff. Disposable when it doesn't fit her narrative. So no, an official record doesn't clear Meghan. It just proves she knows how to rig the system. Now let's talk backlash. The internet has turned Meghan's age into a full-on FBI-level investigation. Fans are scouring old magazines, digging through yearbooks, and pulling out alumni lists like they're about to charge her with tax fraud.
And that hunger for constant control it's like unleashing the beast. You know, there are some celebrities that will engage certain lawyers to wipe certain stories off the internet, things that are unfavorable, because obviously the internet's there forever, but it's a huge task and it's impossible because, you know, what celebrities don't understand is, yes, maybe they can get a story pushed down the Google search engine, but the public have so many different ways of speaking now, and we can't be controlled. We're not being told what to say. You know, we all have our own opinions that we share across social media channels. So it's kind of totally pointless doing that.
Meanwhile, Meghan's defenders cling to that 1981 date like it's the gospel. But here's the problem. Meghan looks guilty because she acts guilty. Every time her age comes up, new senior year portraits miraculously pop up. Childhood photos get dropped like exclusive leaks at just the right moment. This isn't nostalgia. This is brand management. Meghan doesn't share family photos. She deploys them like nuclear weapons whenever her reputation tanks. Netflix bombs? Here comes a cute school picture. Lawsuit revived? Here's Meghan in pigtails.
Look, everything that Meghan does is so overthought before it happens. There is nothing off the cuff. There's nothing natural about Meghan. So this is a prime example of her absolutely micromanaging every single thing she does. And it's hugely manipulative. And it just shows exactly how she operates.
She's not a duchess. She's a one-woman Photoshop factory. And the mainstream media? Silent. Outlets like Newsweek tiptoe around the scandal, terrified of poking holes in the royal fairy tale. Because once you start pulling at the thread, the entire narrative unravels, and Meghan's PR team knows it. Here's the ugly truth. Meghan Markle isn't a duchess. She's a walking brand strategy, and that strategy depends on one thing: control. Control of the story, control of the photos, control of the number on her driver's license. Hollywood didn't want 30-year-old Meghan. They wanted 24-year-old Meghan. So what did she do? She shaved off the years like bad Botox. She didn't get younger, she got craftier. And when Harry came along, the palace wasn't about to blow up their shiny new love story by admitting the Duchess was closer to 40 than 30. They just folded her fake birth date into the fairy tale, sealed it with royal wax, and sold it to the world as truth. But here's the kicker. Meghan's not just shaving years off her life. She's erasing history. She deletes staff names. She deletes birth certificate details. She deletes anyone who doesn't fit the brand. Family, friends, even time itself.
But, she might get this story kind of pushed down the news agenda or the kind of Google list with SEO. But she is still Meghan Markle. So I'm afraid, Meghan, we will still see more of your disingenuous self as time goes on, and you can't continue to bury it.
And now we get to the most damning part, the missing years. If Meghan really was born in 1975 or 1976, then there are 4 to 6 years of her life missing from every biography. No records, no photos, no milestones, just a black hole in the timeline. Where was she? What was she doing? Why erase them? Because those years don't fit the brand. They don't fit the Hollywood ingenue story. They don't fit the young Duchess sweeps Prince Harry off his feet narrative. So Meghan Markle did what she always does. She deleted them. Meghan didn't just scam her way into a royal wedding. She scammed the calendar. Only Meghan could turn a birthday into a national security level cover-up. And the funniest part? She's bad at it. Her youthful Duchess act aged worse than her Netflix ratings. She's not fooling anyone, except maybe Harry. And let's be honest, he's been in the dark since day one.
Consistently, because we have many other examples of where she has been catty, not very nice, the countless bullying allegations. This isn't a one-off that someone has thought, this is really unfair and inaccurate, I want it taken out of, the Google search frame. No, there are so many examples of her behaving like this. So it will continue to spiral out of control. And, she might have been able to squash one story, but she can't change public perception regardless of who her SEO expert may or may not be.
So here we are. Meghan Markle, the self-declared Duchess of Authenticity, might just be the biggest royal catfish of all time. But what's undeniable is the pattern. Meghan doesn't just manipulate people. She manipulates time. She edits the records. She deploys photos like weapons. She silences the skeptics. And she hides the truth until it suits her. So here's the real question. Do you believe Meghan Markle has been shaving years off her life like she's trimming split ends? Or do you think Samantha is just stirring the pot to watch the royal circus catch fire again? Is this the ultimate royal cover-up, where even birth certificates get rewritten like bad Netflix scripts? Or is it just Meghan being Meghan, desperate to look younger than the brand new interns she bosses around? Drop your verdict in the comments, because I want to know, is Meghan the ultimate Hollywood catfish? Or is this family feud the gift that keeps on giving? And while you're at it, don't just watch the tea spill, be part of it. Smash that like button so the world sees through the fairy tale. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next bombshell, and ring that bell so you're first in line when the next Markle meltdown drops. Thanks for watching, and since you made it this far, check out some of my other videos on the top of the screen. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.